What happens when you reach the absolute pinnacle of combat sports? Defeat every rival you ever faced, and then simply walk away at the height of your power. For Lennox Lewis, the lion of the heavyweight division, the answer wasn't a slow decline or a series of desperate comebacks. It was a masterclass in strategic living. Today, in 2026, he stands as a testament to the idea that the biggest victory isn't the final knockout. It's the decades of fulfillment that follow. We find the 60-year-old Lewis today in his ultimate sanctuary, a massive, eco-conscious private compound in the mountains above Jamaica's Trial Golf Club Resort, known as the Lion's Lair. This estate is a self-sustaining ecosystem designed for longevity, mental clarity, and deep reflection. The mansion features floor-to-ceiling glass windows that collapse entirely, dissolving the barrier between the polished, eclectic interior and the lush, breathtaking Caribbean scenery. Inside, one finds a mix of worldly themes, sophisticated seating, an industrial-style kitchen for hosting, and a dedicated entertainment theater room designed with professional-grade acoustics for movie nights with the family. The crown jewel is the swimming pool, a spectacular 15-foot-deep infinity-edge design that appears to drop away over the mountain, blending seamlessly into the vast horizon of the Caribbean Sea. Acting as his quiet command center, where he can fully disconnect from the world's unrelenting digital noise and manage his far-reaching business interests with absolute clarity and focus. His financial health serves as the ultimate contrast to the cautionary tales of his peers. While many contemporaries like Tyson and Holyfield often saw their earnings evaporate through lavish spending, reckless entourage-fueled excess, and public bankruptcy battles, Lewis stood in stark, disciplined contrast. He guarded a fortune estimated at approximately $140 million, making him one of the wealthiest retired heavyweight champions in history, by systematically avoiding the entourage trap, that parasitic web of hangers-on that usually drains a fighter's bank account to zero within years of the final bell. His life of quiet flex also extends to his automotive collection. Lewis's garage is a masterclass in understated grandeur. The centerpiece remains his iconic Aston Martin Virage, a bespoke masterpiece modified specifically to accommodate his 6'5" frame, offering a seamless blend of classic British motoring and personalized comfort. Alongside it sits a vintage Rolls-Royce Silver Seraph, a rolling testament to old-world luxury that he enjoys for its whisper-quiet cabin and smooth, effortless power delivery. For his daily transit in Jamaica, he utilizes a fleet of armored, custom-spec luxury SUVs, including the latest Range Rover Sentinel, a vehicle engineered to provide ballistic protection without sacrificing the plush, sophisticated interior of a high-end lounge. Adding to the diversity of the collection is a classic Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC, a symbol of 80s executive elegance, and a modern Bentley Mulsanne Grand Limousine, which serves as his preferred chariot for business engagements where comfort, total privacy, and executive focus are non-negotiable. These vehicles are not meant for track day, posing, or attracting onlookers, providing him with a private cocoon amidst the chaos of the outside world. His daily existence reflects this balance. He maintains his legendary physique through a disciplined, lifelong routine of weight training, swimming, and restorative yoga that keeps his joints fluid even as he reaches his 60s. If you're ready to uncover the untold story, hit that like button and subscribe. This is one you won't want to miss. To understand how he built this empire of peace, one must look at the foundation of his career. Born in London in 1965, Lewis was a bridge between worlds from the very start. His move to Canada at age 12 was the catalyst for his transformation. Raised in the Kitchener-Waterloo region, Lewis was not just a boxer. He was a multi-sport athlete, excelling in basketball, soccer, and Canadian football. This diverse athletic background is crucial to understanding his later ring movement. He possessed the footwork of a basketball player and the spatial awareness of a quarterback. He captured Olympic gold for Canada in 1988, a crowning achievement that set the stage for his return to his British roots to conquer the professional ranks. Unlike the era's penchant for manufactured outrage and aggressive posturing, Lewis possessed a calm, cerebral demeanor that made him an outlier in the Tyson era. He approached the ring not as a brawler seeking a street fight, but as a grandmaster preparing for a siege, proving that in a sport often governed by explosive ego, the most dangerous man in the room is often the quietest one, the one who is thinking 3 steps ahead. His resume speaks for itself. 44 professional fights, 41 wins, 32 knockouts, 2 losses, and 1 draw. From his 1988 Olympic gold in Seoul to his professional debut in 1989 and his crowning as WBC champion in 1992, he was a force of nature. But greatness didn't come without profound setbacks that tested his mettle. Early in his career, he suffered shocking upset losses to Oliver McCall in 1994 and Hazem Rahman in 2001. In the hyper-volatile heavyweight division of the 90s, those were moments where critics were quick to write him off, citing his demeanor as a lack of heart or killer instinct. But his true genius was his resilience. He didn't just rebuild. He revolutionized his style by teaming up with legendary trainer Emanuel Steward at the Kronk Gym. Under Steward, Lewis transformed from a powerful puncher into a tactical giant, using his 84-inch reach like a scalpel to dismantle opponents from a distance, rendering their aggression useless against his masterful jab and defensive geometry. His ability to adapt, to study his mistakes, and to return with a more refined, more dangerous version of himself became the hallmark of his career. His reign was defined by legendary nights where he stripped away the strengths of the world's most dangerous men. He avenged both his losses with clinical precision, knocking out Rahman in their 2001 rematch and dominating McCall in their 1997 return. He solidified his claim to immortality in 1999, utilizing a masterclass of tactical jabbing to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, a milestone that remains his most significant historical achievement. To this day, Lewis holds the distinction of being the last man to unify all major heavyweight belts. This feat was formally cemented in 2009 with his induction into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, a recognition that served as the final seal on a career of near perfection. That induction wasn't just a trophy. It was the historical admission that he had conquered an entire era with a standard of excellence that prioritized longevity over the hollow bravado of the time. He neutralized the iron chin power of David Tua in 2000, and finally, he capped his greatness in 2003 with a tough TKO victory over the rising titan Vitali Klitschko. By walking away immediately after defeating a future champion, he ensured he left while still at the top, rather than waiting for the decline that eventually claims every fighter. Since retiring in 2003, Lennox Lewis has built a life that's as strategic and disciplined as his boxing career. Instead of chasing comebacks or headlines, he deliberately stepped into a quieter but multifaceted existence. As a respected boxing analyst for HBO and other platforms, he became valued for his technical depth and a calm, cerebral delivery that cut through the typical hyperbole of broadcasting, allowing him to stay close to the sport without ever needing to return to the ring. His influence remains tangible. He became the blueprint for modern heavyweights, and his mentorship of figures like the Klitschko brothers helped shape the subsequent decade of the heavyweight division. Furthermore, his business acumen proved equally sharp. He diversified his portfolio into real estate, technology, and entertainment ventures, ensuring long-term financial stability while taking on roles as a promoter and mentor, guiding younger fighters. Yet this life of ease is balanced by a commitment to the championship mindset. Through the Lennox Lewis League of Champions Foundation, a charity that quietly funds education and comprehensive youth boxing programs globally, he has become a global leader in youth development. Through the Knights in the Ring initiative, the measurable impact is immense. The program has funded thousands of meals for underprivileged children, partnered with over 50 schools to integrate boxing into their physical education curriculum, and delivered over 20,000 hours of professional mentorship. They use boxing not just to teach punches, but to instill discipline, conflict resolution, emotional regulation, and academic accountability in children across Jamaica and Canada. His foundation doesn't just train boxers, It builds men and women who are equipped to navigate the chaos of the world with the same tactical composure that made Lennox himself a legend. His transition beyond the ring was supported by a life grounded in the bedrock of family. Lennox Lewis has been married to Violet Chong since 2005. Violet, a Jamaican-born former model and social worker who holds a Master of Social Work (MSW) degree, has deliberately kept a low public profile, focusing instead on philanthropy, community engagement, and family. Together, the couple has 4 children. Family life is split between their eco-conscious estate in Jamaica and residences abroad, maintaining a strict, almost military-grade balance between his public legacy and his intensely guarded private life. Beyond physical fitness, he is a dedicated advocate for mental well-being, promoting meditation and mindfulness. Importantly, he has become a vocal, passionate proponent of protecting retired fighters from the long-term cognitive risks he managed to avoid through his own defensive brilliance and his willingness to walk away before the damage was irreparable. Today, at age 60, he is a man of few words, but immense presence. Lennox Lewis is a living reminder that the biggest victory isn't the final knockout, it's the decades of fulfillment that follow. He is a master of the long game, showing the world that you could be the most dangerous, dominant man on the planet and still walk away to live a life of peace. In a sport that demands everything from you, body and soul, Lennox Lewis may have pulled off the ultimate heist. He walked away with his money, his legacy, his physical health, and most importantly, his total autonomy. His life is a masterclass in strategic living, in knowing when to fight, when to win, and most importantly, when to retire to the mountain and enjoy the view.